Hey guys, welcome back to Whining Blends here with my host, Mr. Hoos.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody today?
Everybody's good, man. Today is Thursday.
Yeah, man.
The week's almost over. It's been a crazy week. Crazy week, Mr. Hoos.
Yep. Weather's a little better, so it was nice out there today. So we feel the spring coming.
I know. I can't wait. But don't get it twisted. Next week they have lows in the 30s.
Of course.
So it's like we
Of
go a
course.
couple of good days of warm weather and we're feeling nice, go outside in t-shirts and stuff. And then next week their lows are in the 30s. Highs
We
in the
are in
50s.
Jersey.
We are in
Hell it
Jersey.
is.
I know. The weather's all over the place, man.
Ugh.
So, this week's just been crazy with work. Everybody's been running around. Like I said, we were trying to keep our promise to make sure we're pumping these things out
Yeah.
weekly. So here we are sacrificing ourselves for this, right?
Yep. A quick half hour on what's going on, and we're all yours, ladies and gents. So
100%. Again, I just want to put out there to thank our sponsors. I don't think we did last time. We want to thank our sponsors, Cody Marine, Mystic Lobster Roll, Key West, and also Boa Vida Entertainment. Thank you guys for continuing to be our sponsors. So, Mr. Hoos, I think last week, I think we talked a lot about what happened in the NFL with the trades with the Giants, the Jets, etc. We also talked a little bit about politics. Here in Whining Blends, we just talk about bullshit conversations. And when I brought up to you a couple of topics I wanted to bring up to you, you were looking at me like I was out of my mind.
12 heads.
Yeah. You're like, what are you talking about here? So one of the topics I wanted to talk about is I was just doing some research and stuff, and somebody posed a question of what's the psychology of a trend going viral, right? So as we know, we're all on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then we see these crazy videos that are getting millions and millions of likes, and then people just keep repeating them, right? So they're trends, obviously. So everybody wants to get down with the trend. Everybody posts their post in there. I would like to know, or maybe what your opinion is on what you think these trends become viral. Like, what do you think? Like, think about it. Somebody could just say, hey, I'm going to do this dance, and it doesn't climb off right away. Let's say I invented a dance and I posted. It doesn't go off right away, but then all of a sudden somebody else posts it, and boom, they got like 3 million views.
Well, you know what? It's all about social media, I think, because that's what every day everyone's about. It used to be when you left the house, you grabbed your wallet and your keys. You'll forget them now. What are you grabbing?
Your phone.
Your phone. Everything's about the phone. The phone is, and I'm guilty as charged.
100%. Me too.
But I think, there's constant stimulation of the feeds coming in, the notifications on Facebook, Instagram, X, everything else. And I go through more of these videos than I do anything else. So as you're watching them, new things are coming around and people are like, oh, I like that. It's like seeing a show or a movie that you haven't seen or just come out and no one's talking about it. You feel like you're the first to discover it. 2 days later, everyone's talking about it because everyone is getting the same stimulated feeds coming in to say, oh, what's that? And I think with that, especially if it's something, and I think partially it's because people like things, so they jump on it.
Right.
I think the other thing is people are doing it because other people are doing it. So,
correct.
Oh my God, there's 100 people that are looking at this thing now. So it's got to be great. You know what I mean? It's got to be good. So I think people are jumping all over it for that reason. But social media is the outlet.
Yeah. Hey, we're here. We're doing social media.
That's exactly what we're doing. That's podcasts are children of social media and what it's about. I was talking to my one daughter last night. We were at the dinner. We were discussing the whole band thing. And, it used to be, we used to make flyers years ago and hand them out to people and bring them to different locations and leave cards. And now you don't have to do that. You can take a video of your band. You can post it. Hundreds of thousands of people have the ability to see it, whether they do or not. They have the ability to. And then word gets spread around. Just like our podcast, we share them. We share the shorts. We share the episodes. I shared our episode for last week, and it's almost like I'd rather share the shorts because I think they're going to be more accessible and viewed by somebody. Someone's not going to sit there for a half hour. They're going to grab the little snippets and kind of move on to something else. I think that's what the viral thing is happening these days. Everyone's just jumping the quick stimulation, the quick in and out. I'm looking at this. I'm moving on to something else. We're all doing it.
Yeah. That's why when you do the clips and stuff, most of them, like the longest it would suggest is like 60 seconds because everybody's expansion stand is like,
Right.
oh, I can't sit here for 30, not even, and we used to do 45-minute podcasts, an hour podcast, which a lot of people still do. But I just feel like I think people get more engaged if it's a half an hour. And then if we take a little clip and then if people are going to learn that it's only a half an hour, they're like, all right, a half an hour is a trip could be to whatever, the mall is a half an hour. So you can listen to us. An hour is already, to me, I think a little too long.
Ride to work could be, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Exactly. So you could, you cut out our intros and all that, it's really like 28 minutes, 27 minutes. So you can, you can listen to what we have to say. Or like you said, when we do a short and you're like, oh, that's interesting. But, I cut the short on purpose before we talk about the whole thing. So it goes and makes people go to our full podcast and hopefully get the information that they're looking for it, right?
Which is why I think what people are doing too, when you look, and we don't do it, but I see others do it, like we'll look at a short and you're dealing with the buildup and you see it, and now you're waiting for that end and it stops.
Right.
And now you're like, now I got to go find the full thing and look for that. And sometimes you just go, I'm not doing it.
Right. Exactly.
Me and my wife laugh because we both are ADHD folks to the max. So we laugh. Like if a video is spinning and turning and loading, if it's after 5 seconds, I'm moving on. I can't wait anymore. Like I need to move on. I'm not waiting.
I'm like that too. If I see something is loading for too long, I'm like, all right, you know what? I just lost interest. I don't even want to hear it.
Nothing has the time. Like no one wants to be prepared to kind of wait.
I know.
And like a phone rings, it's like, you got to get it on the first ring. You got it in on the second ring. It's like, let that thing ring, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like let them leave a message, let them text, let them do whatever. But
you, I don't know if you talking about that. I don't know if you notice now on the iPhones, if you let it ring and it goes to voicemail and it starts saying on the bottom voicemail, you can still answer it. You can answer it.
Yes.
Right. So that was like the new update or whatever.
Yep.
Now I kind of leave it, everybody get to voicemail, and then I answer it. And then I'm like, do I really want? Okay, answer now.
I think if you really want someone's attention, the text is going to be the same thing. And a lot of people leave their messages. They'll go, for a faster response, text me.
Right.
I don't do it on mine, but I
don't do that either. But
no,
text is easier because
I barely check voicemail.
Because you could be on, like I'm on calls all the time. I'm constantly on conferences, on things. If you text me, then I can respond when I have a moment because I am in a meeting. I can respond to you. Hey, yeah, here's the answer, or I'll call you as soon as I'm done. I'll get you the answer.
Or what if you just don't want to talk to that person?
Or if you don't want to talk to them, yeah, that could be.
Text me, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, text me and I'll respond whenever. Yeah. Now, talk about texting. Everybody makes fun of me because I'm the quick responder, right? So if you text me within minutes or within seconds, I'm responding to you, to everybody. Unless I don't really want to talk to you. But people say it's okay to text later on. Like, you don't have to answer the question right there and then. Obviously, if it doesn't have to do with work or whatever, but right there and then. How do you feel about that? Like,
it's time and place. Like, I feel...
And I'm not going to hold you to it.
I'm an answer. I try to answer in a timely fashion, which me is kind of immediate. Like, to some people, I'll answer right away. I'm like, wow, that was quick. Because I'm looking at something and right away that text came in, and I don't really let them linger too much unless I clearly forget.
Right.
Like, sometimes I'll go, I'll get to that later, and I clearly forget. So I do reminders for, like, if it's a customer and it's something that's important. Like last night, a customer texted me about picking up a trade. I'm never going to remember that.
Right. Yeah. So you got to put a reminder.
Yeah. And then Merwin will tell me 2 days later, I'll go, talk to John Bell about his trade. And I'll be like, what are you talking about? And meanwhile, he left me some big text or whatever. So I put a little reminder, pick up so-and-so's text, trade after Friday. Okay. Yeah. So I kind of do that to keep myself not ignoring people, because I had a busy day, but I can't tell you what I did at 11 o'clock this morning. Right. Because I did like 10 things.
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, I tell people the reason I respond quick, I work on my phone. I'm constantly on my phone. So if I get a text message, it's like basically going to your point of the reminders. If I don't answer right there and then, I'm going to forget that I had that text message, and I'm never going to respond. So I always feel like I have to respond, because most of my text messages, besides friends and all that, is work. So if I'm working, if you text me and I'm working and I'm on the phone, Like, why am I going to ignore your text? I'm just
Right.
going to, even if it's like you're asking me, hey, Elson, do you want 6 Coronas or do you want 8 Coronas?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to respond because I'm right there, or else I'll never respond to you. I'll go to bed and next morning and you'll be like, yo, motherfucker, what the hell, bro? I text you.
But I'll get a text where I didn't answer that day, and I'll wait till like the next day, not on purpose. And then Merwin will give me the screenshot of that. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all right.
Oops. Oh, you got me on that. Yeah, you got me on that.
But no,
yeah.
I kind of impress myself a little bit with the reminders because I'll take the time to do it because I know if I don't,
You'll forget.
I will clearly forget.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and that's I'll never get back to you.
Man, is it me or is it hot as hell in here?
It is warm, but that's
Right?
why we have beer.
That's true. That's true.
Look, we can advertise for the Yeti flask.
The Yeti flask.
We talked about it a couple.
Oh, I should have brought the 64-ounce flask so I can show everybody.
You can't put it. You can't carry it. The whole idea is to
put it
secrete it somewhere secretly where you can have access to it. But it was sitting on my bar, and I figured might as well show the audience.
Yeah, show our bucket of beers. Yeah. Mr. Who's decided to bring us a bucket of beers, so we're more comfortable.
I didn't want to stop, so we brought.
And of course, it's a Corona bucket. You know,
everything's Corona.
He's a Corona promoter here without Corona paying us.
I need some
Corona.
I think Corona ink. I think I need to get a tattoo.
Seriously, I think Corona. You should be reaching out to us. You want to sponsor us? I mean, we get advertising. Even though I tell Mr. Who's don't advertise something that doesn't pay us, he still brings all this Corona stuff.
All the Corona.
You know, so he's addicted to Corona.
Completely.
Merch, drink, everything.
Complete addiction, 100%. Full disclosure.
So get this man some.
Give me some help, please. Yeah, I'm addicted. I can't help myself.
Get him some merchandise or something. Send him Corona. Send him something.
My brother works in the beer business. He gave me so much Corona. I have to. Well, you see it in you know when we do our podcast from home. Well, my whole wall, I've got more Corona stuff than you can imagine.
Yeah.
But
hey,
crazy.
It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, so we were talking about these trends or whatever, and I also just going back to them. I also believe it's a lot of people that resonate with what's going on, right? So if there's a dance and somebody likes to dance, they're gonna dance. If they see a celebrity doing it, they're like, hey, let me do it. Maybe it'll become a trend because the celebrity's doing it.
Let me jump on it.
Yeah, let me jump on it. Let me see what happens. But like the trends just keep going, and the thing is, those trends that one can make 5 million views, and then people do it, and they start building up their social media, So
sure,
maybe Mr. Hoos one of these days will jump on these trends and do some TikTok.
We'll have to start a trend. We'll do it. We'll do a TikTok trend on something, and we'll see. We'll test it. We'll see where it goes. Well, listen, we have something next week where we're gonna announce. And we may have a special guest too.
Really, that'd be great.
So we're gonna attempt to do our hot dog tour next week.
Yes,
on Thursday. We're gonna do hot dog trucks. Only dirty water dog trucks.
Yeah.
There's one in Newark that's always on Facebook. The hot dog guy, Hank's Franks. I'm not sure where that is. I got to look it up. But we have Muncie's and Rawway. We've got C&G in Red Bank. That's a good spot. So there's a Patty's in Brick. So we're gonna lay out a plan and we're gonna do it. But my daughter Cassidy, who went on the hot dog thing with me last time a couple years ago, me and her, my father went. She's a hot dog connoisseur. She's like me. She's my mini me. So I can't not invite her. So
you got to invite her.
I said, come along, so we'll do special guest. Cassidy will be there with us doing a hot dog thing. But
all right. And we're going to be live, guys. We're going to do this live. I know it's going to be probably around lunchtime or so, or,
Yeah, I figure if we leave at like 11 and start hitting the spots, we're going to, start at like noon and go to probably 3 o'clock. I mean,
right. So we'll do, but
hit a dog at each spot, review it, tell you what we think, kind of touch base with some of the owners that are on Facebook themselves, because they're all over the place. The hot dog guy in Newark, all the time,
everywhere.
I see him on Facebook consistently. So I want to pay him a visit. I want to plug him too as well. So I think it'll be good for his Facebook stuff as well as ours. So I think it'll help.
No, 100%. So, I mean, we're going to be live, but then obviously we're going to, the video is always going to be there. So I know like a lot of people are going to be at work and whatnot, and you might not be able to tune in live, but we'll definitely leave the video on there. We're going on the cuff here, Mr. Who's, because we never did anything live here. So we got to behave.
That will be the first live one. That'll be unedited, ready to go.
So we got to behave.
I think I'm going to text him, the hot dog guy from Newark. I'm going to let him know we're coming.
You should.
Just to give him a little advance that we're going to
maybe we should reach out to all of them and say, hey, we're thinking, we'll create our list, 4 or 5, whatever. Right. Hey, we're going to be stopping here. around this time, this is what we want to do. Are you good with that? Promote it. You know, we leave them some of our
Dirty
business
water
cards.
dogs.
Dirty water dogs. I love hot dogs.
My favorite.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a
Fave.
really good.
And it's funny because what's the most thing that you're told when you talk about hot dogs? Oh, you like hot dogs? Yeah. You know what they're made of?
Right.
I don't know. And well, I do know because I hear it all the time. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't
it
care.
doesn't matter. It tastes good.
You can't ruin it for me. You can say whatever you want. You know what? You're lost. You don't want to go. That's fine.
Yeah, it tastes good. We don't care. It tastes good.
I could give a shit.
I know you don't like the sauerkraut, but I like mine with some.
I do sauerkraut now. Me and Cass had we had a contest years ago.
You had a heart-to-heart about the sauerkraut thing.
Yes, we did, and I had a video. It's an old Facebook video. Actually, I'll try to pull that. I always say, well, we'll put a video on a thing we never did.
Yeah, right.
So I'll see if I can find this one, and it's our hot dog contest from years ago. And because I said I can't stand sauerkraut, I'll never do it. So we were at my condo, and I had sauerkraut and mustard. I thought it was good. I ate it, got through it. I thought it was good, and I go, you know what? It's not.
Not terrible.
The bite isn't as bad as the bark, if you ask me. So I thought it was good. So what I'll normally do, I'll do kind of one of each.
Okay.
I'll do sauerkraut and mustard, and then I'll do, ketchup and raw onions, or just ketchup. I know, ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah. Who puts
again, I don't give a shit. I do all the time.
Who the hell puts ketchup on a fucking hot dog?
I do.
Oh, my God. Oh, wait.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Ketchup and mustard. I'm not a ketchup guy, so I like mustard. I even put mustard on my burger.
But what's crazy, like a lot of these places, like the hot dog guy, you'll see, they do all kinds of stuff. They've got like sour mash. They've got coleslaw.
Well,
they put just the they do chili, like all three kinds of chili.
Yeah, you got Mr. J's in North Newark.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. JJ's or J's, something like that. They had a hot dog called the Belly Buster. So it's chili. I mean, I don't even know how I ate that thing.
Right.
Because it was so freaking big, sloppy because of the beans and the chili in there.
Right.
But man, that thing was good.
See, but there's another whole hot dog, like in this whole, since we're talking about it, let's get detailed about it. So you have your dirty water dogs. Everybody gets their Sabrats. That's where they get them. And then you have your, like, I love Thumans. They're great on a grill. They're bigger. They snap. They're cool. Best hot dogs people like, they're cool too. So I used to be at Plainfield a couple years ago.
Okay.
Plainfield, the area of Plainfield has a type of hot dog called the Texas Wiener.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a very big hot dog. It's on a big roll, and they put it on a grill. They sit on a grill like all day. If you walk into one of these places, you walk out, like my police uniform would reek of like hot dogs. Like and I'd get one or two. But I would eat them at like 3 a.m. I mean,
really?
I didn't care because they were great. So Red Tower in Plainfield would serve Texas Wieners. There was a place that watching a front called Texas Wieners too. You'd go there and you'd get them.
I've been there.
Denellen has them. There's one in Denellen on Front Street. So there's definitely a handful of spots that have them. So I haven't had them in years. So that is a trip that's going to have to be done.
Okay.
Do the Texas Wiener hot dog tour.
How about, there was actually one, I think it was in Springfield too. They had a Texas Wiener in Springfield.
Could be.
I think they had one there.
North Plainfield has one too.
North Plainfield. How about, they also came out with the Windmill.
Yes.
Windmill hot dogs, and they actually sell them at ShopRite, and they're pretty big.
Windmill is similar to the Texas Wiener.
Exactly. Correct. That's what I was going to say. Because they do sell the Windmill hot dogs. They're not cheap.
No.
They're not cheap.
But I will tell you, the last hot dog thing that, we went on, my dad and my daughter went. We went up north, we went to Hiram's, then we went to Rudd's Hut. We went to a couple different places, and we ended up at the Windmill in Long Branch.
Okay.
It was, out of all the hot dogs, they were all better than that. Like that, we ended it with that, and it's okay.
Right. Yeah,
compared to the other, it's okay.
To be honest, I actually like Texas Wiener better than Windmill.
Yeah, Texas Wieners are great. It's a great dog.
Right. I do. I like.
If you do 2 Texas Wieners and an order of fries, you want to go to sleep when you're done.
Oh yeah, you're definitely,
because it's a gigantic dog.
Right. I mean, listen. Besides the dirty water dogs, I love Thuman's hot dog is really good, and definitely Texas Wieners is up there.
Texas Wieners are good. Well, so we'll have to do the Texas Wiener hot dog tour. That'll be
there's a bunch
Somerset
of them.
County, Union County, West Side. It's but they're great dogs.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of them. So yeah, so guys, just stay
next
I'll,
week.
I'll do shorts and everything coming up to it. We'll probably do like a quick snip or something like that about the exact times and everything, so everybody knows what time we're gonna go live. So you guys, if you guys have time, hopefully we're doing during lunch, so you guys have a little bit of time at lunchtime, and
And comment
can
if you
tune in.
see it. Say
Yeah,
something.
say exactly.
Like interactive. Let's get people involved in
Tell
this.
us like what you like on your hot dog. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I like bacon and cheese on my hot dog too.
And we're gonna say where we're kind of going. So if you're the losers that we are and you want to go out there and
Yeah,
meet us there,
yeah,
we'll
meet us
love to
there.
have
Yeah,
you. We'll
why
buy you a
not?
hot dog. Come on down. We just want to do
100%.
fun stuff, and that's kind of part of it. So
Yeah, 100%. Mr. Hoos, we also have we have the NCAA tournament. Are you so right now? St. John's is doing really good. Obviously,
the brackets.
yeah, they've been doing pretty well. So now everybody's into this NCAA brackets, right? Because it's very hard to keep a clean bracket. I mean, I used to do it a lot before. I would be into it, the brackets and all that stuff. I haven't really done it for years. Um, Mr. Hoos, is it something? I know we don't really talk much about basketball or anything like that, but it is college. It is a big thing. We
Correct.
need to talk about it. We have a local team that's doing really well in St. John's
Yes.
going into the tournament.
Well, last year they did well too.
They did.
So, and I'm not the basketball guy. That is probably I'm the weakest in that sport. That in hockey, I'm just not. It's not my thing. However, I always love when there's a local team that's doing well. And we were at Rivs last year, I think, when St. John's was, this time of the year, the place was jam packed. Nobody was talking. Every TV had it. It was awesome. We had a great time watching it. So it's not enough to kind of get me into it, but listen, it's the time of the season. It's everybody's into it. I love when the local teams are doing what they're supposed to do. So definitely going to be rooting for that, and I will watch it. But I'm just not a basketball guy. I can't comment on who and what's
Right.
playing. But it's every year, man. It's March Madness. It is
Well,
what it is.
that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I've been out of touch too. I can't tell you basketball players from college and things like that. But I mean, we're in between where there's nothing really going on. It's
Right.
like
Right. It's a dead time of
basketball.
the year.
Yeah, basketball is about to finish
Yeah.
the NBA. Hockey's almost about to start the playoffs. You're just getting started with the spring. Spring training is kind of almost coming to an end of
Right.
baseball. So baseball hasn't really started. So in reality, like you said, it brings people together. Is this March Madness,
Sure.
right? So the tournament, the NCAA tournament, it gets everybody together, and everybody gets, even though you might not know the players and everything, but it brings everybody together to sit down and watch the game. And especially if
It's
there's a
exciting.
local team,
Yeah.
you know, even I'm going to put it out there, even there's sports that I don't follow, but if a local team is going to the playoffs, I'll watch it.
Then it's
I'll literally
exciting.
sit there
Correct.
to
Correct.
watch it,
Yeah.
see what happens,
I agree.
and see maybe we get lucky and we win some kind of championship.
Listen, I'm
between
sure at
two,
Ribs they're going to have the same thing. We may have to go there one night this week and watch it.
Yeah,
It'll be jam
yeah,
packed.
it is jam packed.
Every
Yeah.
TV will be on there.
Especially when St. John's plays.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big
or
deal.
any local team that plays.
Correct.
Any local college that's in there. They're definitely going to be jam packed because everybody obviously is going to, from around here is going to be over there.
Yeah, man.
So that's that. We got March Madness. Good luck to everybody who has brackets out there. Good luck. Very hard to keep a clean sheet. Hope you guys all make some money on that tournament. Mr. Hoos, I actually have another thing that I know I stumped you when you came in here is so going to the NFL that we talked about last week. We're going to make it a little quick, but I do want your opinion on this. The Detroit Lions sent in some proposed 3 rule changes for this upcoming year. Okay. One of them, what they want to do is they want to change to eliminating automatic first downs on illegal contact and defensive holding penalties. What do you feel about that rule of the change?
I don't mind that. That's not the worst. Listen, it is what it is. It gets a little more competitive. Usually get an automatic first down. It's like, that now it just starts everything over again. It kind of puts the other team behind. So it's almost like let them play a little bit. So if that's going to be the case, I can render an opinion. I don't really care enough for that to really change the game for me, except by letting them play.
Right.
It's some of the other rules that kind of get me, which you're going to get into.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm okay with it on this part too. I mean, illegal contact. It's really subject to the referee's opinion, right?
Right,
So
right.
it's really up to their opinion if it's illegal contact.
Which
It's
for
not.
last season wasn't great at the end of the season,
No,
actually.
not at all. Not at all. I mean, even defensive holding. Like what I feel like every other play, there's a defensive holding.
Right,
Right? You know what I mean? Like you know, off the line. Okay, no, what is there's you can only contact up to 5 yards to 10 yards. What is it?
right,
10 yards, right?
right.
So
First 5 yards and then nothing.
and then nothing. Yeah. So I mean, that's also subject to the eyes, like right. You know,
Right.
it's about the ref who's there.
Where
Who's
do you
going to
see
call
it? Where
it?
are you calling it from?
Right. Are you going to let them play? Are you not going to let them play?
Correct.
Do you change the rules in the playoffs? You know, because you see, they say they let them play more in the playoffs. I mean, I think
Let them play all the time.
right. A rule is a rule.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's playoff, it's a regular season, because a regular season can change you if you're going to go to the playoffs or not. One game can fuck you up.
Right. And then when they call something that no one knows about,
Right.
that hasn't happened in,
In years.
30 years.
Let's go back to the rule book.
Yeah.
Rule number
It's like, yeah, we
32
call it
dash A, whatever.
You didn't call it last week or the year before. How many games go on a day and you don't call?
Right. That's the problem.
Today.
So, I mean, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to that. I'm okay with that rule change. If they decide to make that rule change, obviously it's a proposed. It's a proposed rule change, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
Then they asked another one. Okay, so here's one that they're saying based on playoff seeding, on regular season records, preventing division winners from automatically hosting a playoff game. So basically, what they're saying is the playoffs bracket or what you're ranked shouldn't be based on if you're a division winner. It should be based on your conference record. So I'm assuming, right? I don't remember. I know the Detroit Lions had a better, they ended up, they ended up being ranked 5, right? But they honestly had the second best record in the conference. So they first game was not a home game, and they lost.
And they were 12-2.
And they were 12-2, and they lost, right? So obviously they're proposing this rule. I'm going to let you talk first on how you feel, if this rule is a good rule, if you don't agree, if you disagree. Tell me, Mr. Hoos, how do you feel about this rule?
Well, listen, don't have divisions if you're not going to have division winners. So, yes, Tampa Bay was, 9-8, and they got home field advantage. It's if you win the division, it's your division. You get what comes with winning the division. If you're not going to have that, and because Detroit Lions were the second in their division, they didn't get the same preferential treatment that another divisional winner got that had a far better record than they did. They don't have divisions. You have to do it conference-wise then. Well, how do you break it down?
Well, yeah, I mean, how do you break it down? But
Detroit didn't win the other division.
But you got to understand where they're coming from, right? You're playing. You only have, what is it now? 18 games,
right?
So
is
it 18 games?
No, it's 17.
17 games. Yeah. Okay, 18 weeks, 17 games. So you have 17 games. Okay, you're playing your ass off. You're winning most of your games. You have a great record. And then you can have a weak division. There is very weak divisions. Like the East was weak for a long time, right?
There's still a division, though.
I understand about the being division. So, I mean, they're basically looking at that they want to do kind of like a basketball thing where it's based on conference, right? So you're right. Maybe just do the conference. But I don't know if I'm okay with doing the conference either. I mean, just doing a...
Well, there's no other way to do it, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Tampa Bay's 9-8, and they win their division. They won the Detroit Lions didn't win their division.
But don't you think the best team should be in the playoffs?
Of course, always the best team should be. But if you're going to break it down, you're going to have divisions. There has to be, like, listen, how many times did the NFC East they were all terrible?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were, but somebody
would go in there with
somebody had home field advantage. And conference wise, somebody else didn't have it. It is what it is. So change it. Like, do a conference then. There's no divisions. There's just conference, and it's going to be head to head. It's going to be records, and that's going to be that.
But then that goes away with the Cinderella stories. The Giants.
What are you going to do? What are you going to get rid of wild card now too? You know what I mean?
Well, that's
at what point do
you stop it?
Right. Where do you just at the end the best team is the best team, and there's no Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
No, but
we have the best record. We win.
Yeah, but
everybody go home.
Yeah. That's it. No more playoffs. No nothing.
Well, listen, going back to baseball, not that we really discussed it, but once interleague play started, I hated it.
Did you really?
Yes, I have no use for it whatsoever. Like, play within where you're supposed. I know
Yeah.
football does it. It's a different kind of game. I get it. But when I grew up on baseball, it was the American League played the American League, National League played the National League.
Actually, you
At
know
the
what?
end, the two went.
Actually, you know what? Let me bring that up. I didn't agree in the beginning because when you played in a National League park, the pitcher had to hit. If you played in a National League park, the pitcher had to hit. If you
Right.
play in an American League park,
designated hitter.
you have a designated hit.
Correct.
To me, I didn't agree with that.
And the
because
pitchers always sucked at batting.
Yeah,
Unless
and-
you're fucking Otani.
No, but yeah. But the problem is here, to me, the National League always had an advantage because the American League pitchers never hit. National League pitchers always had to hit. Right?
Yeah, but they struck out.
Yeah, but some of
They
them
stand up there for 3 pitches, and you know what? In the 70s, every pitcher that batted, what did you know? If you walked in from the bathroom and you saw the game on, and you saw somebody up at bat, and you knew there was a pitcher, how'd you know?
because he struck out.
He was wearing a jacket.
Well, yeah, that too. He was wearing a jacket.
He was always wearing a jacket,
But I mean,
and he struck out.
Right, and he struck out. But I'm saying that wasn't really like fair, let's say, right? Because even though the pitchers did suck in the National League at hitting, they hit every time they pitched. American League, they didn't even know how to hold a fucking bat, bro. You would see them trying to hold a bat. They didn't.
I know they're terrible.
They were
terrible.
actually, they just put their foot in the box because
They would choke up on the bat.
Yeah, they were all
just,
nervous.
They were just because
But
it wasn't
now-
their thing.
It wasn't
was
their
their thing.
Exactly. Now, I don't know how long ago it was now a National League has a designated hitter and the pitchers don't hit. So now it's fair. It's okay. Do the interleague. Who cares? It's only a couple of games here and there. Who gives a shit? And then you get familiar with them, whatever. Then, I mean,
You gotta
said the
time into
NFL
it,
plays
yeah,
everybody.
you
You
got-
play the schedule
Yeah.
because they do rotate. It's not like you play the same National League teams
Right.
all the time. They rotate. They kind of like a NFL, right? NFL, the East sometimes plays the AFC West, and then
See,
the
it's
following
easier
year.
with football because there's less games.
Correct. Yes.
There's
Yeah.
there's
There's not 162
right,
games.
Right.
It's
So you
18
have,
games, 17 games. That's true. I mean, I don't know.
But I definitely disagree that. Listen, if you win your division, you get what comes with winning the division. If you don't want that to happen, the only way to do that is shit can a
Shut
division
down.
and do something else.
All right. So you know what? Sorry, Detroit Lions, Mr. Hoos. Rule number 2. Bram.
And I like the Lions. Let's see. I like Dan Campbell. I
Right.
love his team. I think their future is still gonna
Right.
be great for them. I
Yeah,
mean, their better years are ahead of them.
I think the Lions and the Bills are going to have the best teams this year.
Yeah,
My opinion.
definitely.
I think they're going to be the teams.
Done with the Chiefs.
Yeah. I don't even want to hear the Chiefs anymore. Don't even let them make it to playoffs. Who cares?
And the Eagles.
And the Eagles, yeah. Well, the Eagles is always because we're Giants fans. So who gives
we-
a shit about the
Right,
Eagles?
so we worked the Atlantic City Boat Show, and it's Atlantic City. So, I mean, the Mason-Dixon line for football is kind of where we're at.
Mhm.
Now you have kind of half and half. And down there, a lot of it's Philly. And the entire time, people just come up the end. Football is just a popular conversation. It comes up. Somebody's wearing an Eagles hat or a Giants
Everybody
hat or
was
whatever.
wearing Eagles.
And all I heard, because I'll defend my Giants to the day I die. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm a Giant fan. I get it. Da-da-da. Hey, thanks for Saquon.
Yeah.
I heard it like 1,000 times. Like, yeah, listen, he would have never did what he did with us. With them, he would have never
Our offensive line
performed
sucked.
completely.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're working on it now. We got to be hopeful for what's going on. We just need to solve this quarterback shit like soon.
Yeah.
So get the fuck off the beach and the fucking blanket on your head and whatever the fuck you're doing. And you know who I'm talking about.
He's not coming. He's not coming.
You know what? I'm almost to the point where I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this
right.
last week.
Yeah, but I'm now even like, fuck him. Really, I almost don't give a shit.
Exactly. Now we got to just move on. The guy, he's just
Take
fucking
Russell
playing
Wilson,
everybody.
or if you grab one of the first two, which I don't think we're going to. I mean, this is going back and forth, obviously, but my plan. It looks like people are kind of starting to, not because of me clearly, but similar
not that
thinking of
famous.
what's going on. Get Travis Hunter and get Jackson Dart.
Yes, let's do it.
That's with a bridge quarterback. I think that would be perfect. Free agency was good. I think that would be a good combination. If we're not going to go that route, and if for some reason you trade up and get Cam Ward or Shador falls in your fucking lap, start him and be done with it.
Oh, now you're agreeing with me.
Well, I know, because I'm sick and tired of waiting.
Why, you want Joe Flacco?
No, I definitely don't want Joe Flacco.
We're going to put Joe Flacco.
See, Joe Flacco is like Mr. He's the guy you grab when you have nobody else.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait till we have no boat salesman. Joe Flacco's going to walk in. Hey, I'm here to sell boats.
Yeah. All right.
Come on in. Here's your desk over there.
Just,
You're going to be number 8, and here's what you're going to do.
Hey, I mean, that's who everybody falls to
I
when you
know.
can't get anything else, right? You go to Joe Flacco.
I know.
But
yeah, I don't want that. I don't want James Winston. I don't, I'll take Russell Wilson now, but you know what? Aaron Rodgers, like fucking, I'm almost to the point I really don't give a shit what you do. Not that my opinion matters.
just get it done. Just do something so we can
Yeah.
stop fucking talking about this
Yes.
shit already. Anyway, so the third rule is, I don't understand this rule, Mr. Hoos. Normally the roster is 53 man. They're saying allowing players placed on injured reserve before cut down date to not count against the 90 man roster limit. So I don't really understand. I mean, the cut down date. Okay, so the cut down date is when they're cutting down to the 53 man roster,
Right.
and you can't. You're allowing players to be on place on the injured. I don't really understand.
So you're not going
like
to count
that.
the injured reserve players towards your 9.
Towards your 90. Okay.
So,
So you could bring up more people, I guess.
right. But then
okay.
if they're gone, they're gone. If they're not on the roster, what if they're cut down to 53 by that time and they're still on injured reserve?
Right. What does it matter?
Now you're gone. You're just not on that. Now you have to kind of find someone else to do it.
Right.
That's, you know what? I have no opinion on that whatsoever.
Me
I don't
neither.
know enough about it. Listen, it is what it is.
Maybe somebody can comment and give us a little information on it, because I
really.
don't really
I mean,
understand it either.
We got to get
it's
to our
way
53.
early.
I know you got to do 90, then 53, get to where you need to be. But if you're on injured reserve at 90, I mean, how much better are you going to be at 53, depending on what your injury is? And is it going to come back again?
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean. I don't get it. I mean, you got to cut 37 players. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, what does it matter? But
everyone picks everybody up when they want to anyway. Joe
That's
Flacco
true.
was out of football.
he was sitting in
And he
his
was on a
couch.
plane 2 years ago on the way to Cleveland. Somebody saw him and said, hey, they knew who he was. And then they kind of looked at him like, what are you doing? And he's like, you'll see it in the papers tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he's not even on the team. So if they want something to happen, they're going to make it happen.
Yeah, they make
so
it happen.
fuck that rule. It really don't make a difference.
All right. So Mr. Hoos gave Detroit Lions only 1 out of 3. So the other 2,
Yeah, see ya.
stupid rules. But I know obviously they're proposing that because it hurt them last year.
Listen, I'm sure they're important.
Somehow.
If I was working in the front office, I probably would feel a little differently. I'm an idiot and a lot of shit. I don't know, those details kind of, listen, hope they get what they want, but they really don't affect me.
And it's only one team.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It's not our team.
Yeah.
If it was our team and because they're putting out these rules means it affected them somehow, I would probably be like, yay on all 3.
We have different problems than the Lions have. We have to
actually have a good
not
team?
suck is what we have to do.
We have to have a good
Yeah,
team.
we have to have good players. We have to, get rid of Drew Lock. We're not going to start Tommy DeVito. Like, just be done with this bullshit.
No, we dropped Drew Lock. We only got Tommy DeVito as a quarterback right now.
He's the only signed quarterback.
He's the only signed quarterback we have right now. But hey, guys, we had a couple other topics to talk about, but here in Whining Blends, we just like to ramble on and we just
going.
talk and drink. And now we're like at the 38-minute mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this as is. I'm drinking Corona too here, promoting Corona. Cheers. We're going to leave it as is. Again, we'll follow up probably with a short or a little clip about our hot dog tour that we're going to go live. We'll let you guys know the times and everything. We'll give you the information. We'll put on some clips on social media. Everybody, please follow us. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Spotify, audio only.
Yep. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're actually very close to 300 subscribers. I'm excited.
Let's get some more subscribers out there.
We got to get a couple people
Help us out.
Just subscribe to our YouTube channel. We could do a lot more when we get a lot more subscribers. YouTube opens up for us. So hopefully,
if you sign up, I'll buy you a hot dog on Thursday.
There you go, Mr. Hoos. All right, I'm already signed up. Shit, I got to pay for my own hot dog.
That's right.
So everybody, thank you for being here with us at Whining Blends, and we'll catch you guys at the tour.
See you, everybody.